And I don't think you should be asking a comedian. You're a journalist.
Comedians are on top of current events.
No. That's weak. That's you guys passing the buck. You guys need to have balls again, which you don't. You guys always goes, should we be thinking this? Duh. You guys present stuff like that. You guys used to have balls. You need to get your balls back.
Bill Burr telling the media they need to get their balls back. This is right-wing media he's talking to, but the bigger point that I like about it is he draws a line in this clip from the Bitchuation Room with Francesca Fiorentini. He draws a line between what comedians do and what journalists do or should be doing, right? So he has said some clickable things. He's given his opinion in a comedic way. That's what, a comedian does. They comment. Whereas the journalists are supposed to be out there getting the real story. And I think the bigger accusation here is that the journalists are trying to do more like what a comedian does, just get clicks. It's the art of journalism seems to have fallen by the wayside. Francesca, of course, has been banned from the Young Turks. Recently, I did a video on that. She's still doing the Bitchuation Room. She's still, spicy, spunky attitude. And I like it. I like her take on stuff. She's got some more Bill Burr to share here. Why don't we watch it together? If I have other germane things to add, I'll do it. I will do it. And then I want to know what you think in the comments. I'm going to hit play.
Let's talk about Bill Burr. We got to talk about Bill Burr. This is beautiful. Bill Burr has obviously been, on his podcast, on different shows, talking that shit. Let's talk about Bill Burr. We got to talk about Bill Burr. This is beautiful. Bill Burr has obviously been, on his podcast, on different shows, talking that shit, doing what he does, which is just being a comedian and talking about stuff, talking about how he loves Luigi Mangione. He's got his reasons. So do many, many Americans. He is talking about how sick billionaires are, how they should be put down. Again, he is just doing free speech. Sorry. He's doing free speech. He's not planning anything. He's just doing free speech. But of course, he's at an event, seems like for Conan O'Brien, and Newsmax is there because they thirsty like that. And Newsmax wants to get a little bite off that Burr apple. So they're there and they're trying to stir some shit up with Bill Burr, and it does not end the way they think it's going to end.
Tell us about your reaction to Luigi Mangione. I was reading up, that perhaps you've been supportive of what he did. What is your take on that?
If you were reading up, I don't think you read up on it. Because I said what I felt about it, and I said what a lot of people said.
Some people took it that way. So,
first of all, first dig, if you were reading up on it, what do you mean? I said what I said. It's like, you don't read. You just listen to what I said, which is very funny.
That way. So could you clarify what you think? No,
I'm not going to just have some controversial moment so you can get clicks. I'm not doing that. I'm here for Conan. I'm not doing all of this. What are you going to bring up next? The Middle East? I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years in high school. I'm not qualified to talk about this.
I was just going to read it.
I love this. So again, this woman's with Newsmax. She's got the Newsmax flag. I don't know if the second guy is, but I'm not qualified to talk about this. I'm not going to create a controversial moment so you can get clicks. You love it. You love to see that. And then he's like, and then this is what he does when he's like, tries to get out of it, which I don't love this. He's like, oh, I'm stupid, like, oh, I went to summer school 3 out of 4 years. Like, I'm not the person you want to talk about the Middle East next. I'm sure Bill Burr has some great thoughts on the Middle East that are pretty much anyone's thoughts who see, again, the kind of maiming and destruction and awful retribution on the people of Palestine. But he's making a bigger point here about the job of the media and the job of a stand-up comedian.
Exactly. Yes, this is what I was saying in the beginning. Bill Burr, not a journalist. Podcaster now, I suppose. Yes, stand-up comedian. Francesca, obviously, we're seeing people like Francesca is a stand-up comedian. Sam Cedar is a stand-up comedian. They are also saying doing the news isn't quite accurate because I don't think they're journalists either. They're sort of standing in this middle area of doing commentary on political giving their hot takes on actual political events. Is sort of what journalism has given way to in the mainstream media so often, especially on the right, which was never about the truth. It's all about, spin and stay TV.
To talk about this.
I was just
what do you think about global warming?
You said about Elon that he was ruining Earth. I saw on The View. You're critical of him. What do you think of all the boycotts, like even the violence?
I don't watch the news.
Tesla?
I don't watch the news. I have no idea what's going on. I watch Instagram. I watch people wipe out on motorcycles. I watch lions and hyenas fight each other. This is the things that I do. And I don't think you should be asking a comedian. You're a journalist.
Comedians are on top of current events.
No. That's weak. That's you guys passing the buck. You guys need to have balls again, which you don't. You guys always goes, should we be thinking this? Duh. You guys present stuff like that. You guys used to have balls. You need to get your balls back.
Amazing. You need to get your balls back. This is what I watch. I watch hyenas fighting one another. I watch people crash out on their motorcycle. I don't watch the news. I love it. I love how much shade, the attitude, the shade. What do you think about shut up, man. Why don't you do the reporting? Why don't you report on the news? Why don't you present facts and then where the overwhelming facts lie? I.e., massive consolidation of wealth, not good for the health of everyday Americans, i.e., the private healthcare industry, not good for the welfare of everyday Americans. Why don't you do your job? Why don't you hold the powerful accountable? Why don't you stop doing access journalism? Stop, again, trying to get Bill Burr to say some shit for clicks. And it's like, first of all, Bill Burr is not above saying shit for clicks. He'll do it, but he's going to get them clicks himself, number one. But I love that he's like, you used to have balls. You are passing the buck to me by asking me my thoughts on current events. You're passing the buck. That's your responsibility. So he's calling them out. He's calling them out for the clickbait. He's calling them out for abdication of their own duty. But word on the street is Tim Pool is in the White House pool now. So we're going to start getting the TRUT out of, is there another letter in truth? But yeah, we're going to start getting the truth, Ruth, pretty soon.
That is apparently true. I couldn't get my head around it. Tim Pool is going to be joining the White House press corps, completing the transition into Bizarro land. I mean, this guy is so full of it. And talk about blurring the line between comedy and commentary and journalism. Like, the White House press corps is for journalists, my friend. It's for journalists. And there's one thing, I don't know Tim Pool, there's one thing that Tim Pool ain't, and that's a journalist. I don't know, that even claims to be. Like, what are you talking about? That is insane. Yeah, I wouldn't have known that if I heard that from Francesca. That guy is like, things just keep getting more fun, folks. Anyway, what do we think? Are we team Francesca Fiorentini? Are we team Cenk Uygur and Anna Kasparian at the Young Turks? Are we team Donald Trump? Why are you listening to this? Let me know what you think. Bill Burr, very funny dude. And I think we do need that from our comedians. We need people to sort of skewer the bubble even more now than ever, because the alternate reality being created by the right is just so toxic and absurd and not representative of what I think most of us all feel. The vast majority of us all agree on. But enough out of me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think in the comments. There we go.